What's up, man? A nice car. I used to have one. I like it a lot. I don't want to block up traffic. The brakes work. The brakes work. Oh man, that was cool. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got my 2022 M4. So before we start the drive, I'm gonna give you guys some outside shots real quick, just in case you guys ain't seen the previous videos back before. We're not even gonna talk about the obvious things that everyone talked about before, like the grill and everything. We all gotten past that. The car's beautiful, grill or no grill. Now, I was one of the unlucky few to get the Pirellis instead of the Pilot Sports. I was never a fan of P0s. This is actually a pretty good tire, believe it or not. I think Pirelli really stepped their game up. 19-inch wheels on the front, 20-inch wheels on the back, 285s, 275. Obviously, in typical M fashion, we have the quad exhaust. It looks real nice. The whole car looks like it has like a little mild body kit on it, and the black paint differences kind of give the impression that it has like side skirts and everything like that. Now, I have seen somebody paint the body color of the car, and I don't know, I got mixed feelings about it. The back and the sides are perfect in my opinion. I don't really think you need to change the color on it. In person, the front of the car looks proportioned well, but I've noticed in a lot of pictures, the front looks really skinny, like slimped down like that. These little black side fin things right here, I think what really throws people off, because in cameras, it just kind of looks really like slim and, you know. So we got the Brooklyn gray with all the black accents. If I get a front lip, honestly, the front lip's gonna be black as well. Brake dust already accumulating. You guys know how it is with German cars in general. They do have upgraded pads you can get. However, to be honest with you, they don't bite as good as the OEM pads or like the pads that dust a lot. Give you guys some interior shots. Obviously, went with the red carbon bucket seats, the black in the middle. These seats are heated, but not cooled. I know somebody asked me that question. This steering wheel is pretty dope, even though it doesn't have all the carbon and the fancy paddles. You'll really overlook that when driving this car, to be honest with you. I don't even notice it anymore. Like, I don't care that I'm missing it. Now, you do have carbon back here, which is crazy because I spec'd it out with open port wood. I think it looks better, but I wanted the carbon seats as well. So, hey, listen, it is what it is. Yeah, so now you got a quick walk around. Now let's go for a drive in the M40 so I can give you guys my first drive impression thoughts. I think you guys gonna like it. You gotta kind of fall into these things. Whew. I've noticed that if you choose the seat position that's like track worthy for you, it gets very uncomfortable after a while. So you need to have that relaxed feel and look in this car. This car kind of sit like a dope boy a little bit to feel comfortable. Even in long road trips, I felt pretty comfortable sitting like that. So setting off, I don't know why I picked such a bumpy road. I have it in comfort mode. This is like one of those little one-way things. Suspension's pretty smooth. It's a lot stiffer than my M340i. Well, my old M340i I traded this car in with. Yeah, nonetheless, it's not too bad. I can see why people daily this car. I would consider this as like the top car you daily, in my opinion. I know some people daily like Porsche 911s and stuff, but I think BMW makes like really like exclusive, exotic cars. Now, this is probably gonna be the realest review that you're gonna get of these cars, especially owner's review. Just let me move my phone because that's gonna go flying. So transfer into M1 mode. Oh, you can hear it waking up a little bit. The exhaust opens. My BMW M340 with essentially a downpipe tuning and an intake, especially and running some E85 fuel. Dyno with about 515 wheels. Shout out to Mike Body because he tuned that car. You know, it was very comparable to the horsepower output in this car, which is 503 to the crank. You know, if this car dyno's at 470 to the wheel, you know, I technically have a faster car than an M3. You know, I've even raced one rear-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. and my car came out on top past the M3, right? And you know, for about $20,000 extra, I can step up and get bigger turbo, transmission, and a couple other things, and then turn the M340i into like maybe a 800 wheel horsepower plus beast. Now, it would be really tricky with rear wheel drive, but you guys know I like that stuff. So that's initially what I was going in thinking. I was kind of having my doubts, like, did I make a mistake by getting this car? You know, I'm pretty sure YouTube would have done a lot better, or initially what I thought, if I would have just went that route in turbos and, you know, have the whole build. I think a lot of you guys would have liked that, especially because I had a lot of M340 guys and Infiniti Q50 guys watching my channel. Looking at things like horsepower wise, oh my God, is one of the biggest mistakes you'll ever make. This car compared to the M, you can't compare the two, honestly. It's two totally different cars. You know, initially getting in this car, you feel just so much more control, and you haven't even hit the gas pedal yet. It's just something about the way these M cars are set up is insane. It's not the same. It does not feel nowhere near the same. Obviously, the outside looks different. The grille and everything has a bigger, like, wider body kit on the outside. The interior is a bit similar. I'm pretty sure if I would have gotten a M340 spec'd out pretty decently, it would have looked similar, you know, with the ambient lighting and the wood trim and everything like that. Ooh, I made the wrong turn. I think I put this thing in M mode because it changes the screen. It looks pretty freaking dope. In my opinion, it gives you all the information that you need, or maybe a little bit more. Drop it in manual mode. Is it in M1? Oh, most harsh shift setting, and let's go. First off, is the sense of speed this car gives you, honestly. Whew. Take it easy on these roads, Mike. Sometimes I gotta talk to myself because I will kill myself. I'm not even lying to you. If you're doing 90 in this car, it feels like you're doing 90. If you're doing 120, it feels like you're doing 120 in this thing. Like, the M340, it kind of masks speed really good, but this thing lets you, whoa, my God, this thing is way too much car for me. And I can't redline it because it's not broken in yet, honestly. Oh, brakes are good. You gotta be careful with these brakes though, because they do fade on you, and you don't want them to fade on you coming around the corner. Now, low speed, you won't have an issue with it. Oh, but oh shit, this car's nice. Low speed, you won't have an issue because you don't get a lot of brake fade, but if you speed up, then you're trying to stop this car from like 140, 150, you have a big, big, big issue. It feels like you're gonna hit somebody. Oh my. But the name of the game in this car is literally keeping the RPMs high in the sky, because the power does come on up top like no other, right? Whether launch times or, you know, 0 to 60, 60 to 130, and all of that comparison, well, wipe that out of your mind. I myself did not think it would be like that. And I never thought like, yo, like everything works in harmony with this car. Like just so much more grip and control. And this car is just insane how it moves. I'm gonna turn the AC on a bit because it's getting a little foggy in here. The M340, the M Lite, you know, it would spin a lot. Like I would come out of the corners and it would like kind of wiggle a little bit. You just feel it. Oh, school zone, school zone, school zone, school zone. Everything in this car works in harmony. Like, it's just enough power, just enough grip. The transmission shifts just as aggressive. I don't even want to touch this thing. Like initially, obviously ordering this car, I'm like, okay, it's definitely going to be lower. You know, I definitely need to add some spacers, you know, definitely do some power in there, maybe a tune or something like that. you know, just a whole bunch of things, more so aesthetic wise, honestly, you know, make the car look a little bit better. And I figured it would handle better, lower, you know, wider track and everything. But like now driving this car, I don't even want to take a lug nut off because it feels like it was torqued to a perfect spec to allow me to do these things on this car. Like, it borderline frustrated me when everyone would ask me, so what's next? What's next? What do you plan on doing to the car? Oh, you should do this. Because they haven't driven it. You haven't had the chance to experience this. So you wouldn't understand that this car comes perfect. Like from the factory, it comes freaking perfect. The suspension is very compliant. I'm telling you, I run around corners with uneven roads at very, very, very fast speeds. Speeds that I'm not even as comfortable with putting online, going around corners on bumpy roads. But like, yo, it just handles. You'll initially jump in and think you need MDM mode or anything like that, but you don't need any of it. I'm just gonna hit it in second gear. It's a little laggy down low. You know, I think the motor is like what, maybe like a point down or one number down compression from the M340. I think you really feel that in the initial hit of this car because I think it takes a little bit more boost to make like ideal power numbers. You know, and that's just saying if you were to throw a 6466 on this and a 6466 on the B58, I think the B58 will make more power with less PSI if you guys are even following that. But none of that stuff matters with this car. Like, oh, yo, like up top is insane. Like whoever buys this car, like, yo, just please do me a favor, drive your car. Once I let off and I'm back on, the power's there. I don't need to, oh, that thing spun a little bit. If I had unlimited money, I'd have every type of car. I'd definitely have a huge turbo car. That's just a whole other experience. But I don't. I need an all-in-one car I can, you know, afford, and this checks all the boxes. I can go straight line speed, you know, downpiping the tune. This thing is what, like 800 or 700, something like that. I don't know, but you know, and this thing around the corners. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not even have this thing tuned to drive around these areas. This is well over enough power. Oh my fucking God. Like the amount of engagement you have. A lot of people complain about the DCT as well, and I think BMW knew that going in when switching to the ZF. So what I think they did, well, I know what they did, they made the hardest shift setting aggressive as hell, like unnecessarily aggressive. It feels like they purposely did a lot of things. This car tends to roll down a little bit. Oh, sorry guys. This car tends to roll down a little bit. Second gear is like the sweet spot for power. Let these guys do their thing. But it rolls back. It bucks, like if you play with the throttle and the gearing at the same time, it'll buck like a DCT. However, it doesn't like knock the car out of traction like the DCT did. Second gear is amazing in this thing. Doing pretty good, I'm still alive. Oh, this is a sweet road. Second gear, just let it rips. I can't wait till I'm able to redline this thing, because I just know the amount of power you get. Oh, yo, it's insane, yo. But as I was saying, they made this transmission pretty good. I do feel engaged. It almost feels like, it feels exactly like a XHP Stage 3 Flash ZF box. Like, that's what it feels like, honestly. My M340 didn't feel like that. It was more sluggish, and I could kind of understand why. They do have a lot of cameras around here. But, you know, you get what you pay for at the end of the day. And this car is worth every penny. It is worth every single penny. You're entitled to what you want to do. If you want to bag it and things like that, hey, listen, more power to you. They actually look pretty freaking nice bagged. But this car, right out the box from factory, needs nothing. This has rewritten my whole, like my whole thought process on like owning cars and being a car enthusiast and things like that. I always would get on the M guys like, yo, the M guys always keep their car stock. And I drove my buddy's F82 M4, and I've even said in that video, like, okay, I see why people kind of keep these things stock, you know. But yeah, like these things need nothing, yo. I even feel like it has just the right amount of power. I'll be honest, I will be shoving a few bit of horses in here once everything gets dialed in, break in, and we figure out a proper tuning solution. Hope you guys like this video, and comment down below if you guys want to see me do a couple of more things or better angles or something that you guys want to capture. I'm trying to get some dope content for you guys. This car is a beast, yo. This motor will probably go down in history as one of the best motors ever made, even better than the 2JZ for the amount of power and the insane amount of technology in this thing to deliver the performance that it does. I'm not coming at the 2JZ, but I'm just saying times have moved on. What's going on, bro? The 2JZ was one of the best, and they smoke weed like a motherfucker. Thank goddamn. But, now, we'll be honest, for the times, the 2JZ was the best, but there's a new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff in town. And that sheriff is the BMW M4 competition, or that's 58, whatever you want to chop it. Mike from Slow Speed, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and check out all the other videos. I think I'm going to do a little more driving, maybe a little POV for you guys, and I'm going to get up out of here. Mike from Slow Speed. Peace out.